For the SYDE 348 design project, we adapted a board game to a digital multi-touch table. We chose Risk, targeting adult users. Alvin did the programming for the high fidelity prototype. Lee and Justin were responsible for user interviews and evaluations. Joe and Liberty worked on the final look and feel, as well as consolidating ideas from the medium and low fidelity prototypes. Project specifications and requirements. Firstly, in order to gather project specifications and requirements, we brainstormed and collected user data from playing the original board game. Questionnaires were sent out to participants in order to assess their response to the original game and learn about their expectations for a digital version. In addition, research was done into the existing digital versions of the game. Some of the findings gathered from these questionnaires were that dice rolling in particular should be interactive in order to be authentic, and so the user does not feel cheated. Users also thought that setup and troop movement and reinforcement was tedious. From this information, we established 3 main goals. 1. Reduce gameplay time by 1/3. 2. Retain authenticity to the traditional board game by maintaining its look and feel. 3. Reduce learning curve for novice users. Design process. We used an iterative design and evaluation process. First, each group member created a low-fidelity prototype, and the best ideas were taken from each of these individual prototypes. We created a consolidated low-fidelity prototype and gathered feedback from the class. This feedback was used to make a more refined medium-fidelity prototype, which explains in detail how the final product would look and behave. We did an in-class design critique of this prototype and used that feedback to start creating a final high-fidelity prototype that showcases our 3 established user goals. Some of this feedback was to include 2 ways to roll dice, interactive and automated, and to include a Move All button for troop movement. Finally, we had a small group of users assess the high-fidelity prototype by doing a test run of the board game and then participating in a semi-structured interview. The testers of our high-fidelity prototype agreed that our automated dice rolling and simplified troop movement provided a faster game and retained authenticity. We have several features in our final design where multi-touch functionality enhances gameplay. When attacking, users can choose 1, 2, or 3 dice to roll. This will be determined by how many dice they place their fingers on and flick. 2 players can roll simultaneously. Player space can be manipulated and resized using multi-touch gestures in order to uncover part of the map that may be obstructed. To decrease gameplay, users have the option of rolling dice automatically and moving troops using a slider widget. To retain game authenticity, we have included a look that is very similar to the original board game, and we have included interactive dice rolling.
For our high-fidelity prototype, we chose to make a tabletop version of Risk, highlighting our 3 design goals. So let's start the game. You can choose how many players. I think we're going to go with 4. Okay, so I'm red, I'm attacking blue. So it's the beginning of my turn, and I can place reinforcements. I only have 1 left to add, so I'm going to move it to Brazil. Okay, so now it's my turn to attack. I can only attack from Brazil. I'll attack North Africa. So now if I choose, I can do a fast roll. I can flick up to 3 dice to roll, or if I want to end my turn, I can put the dice in the bucket. I'll roll 3. My opponent rolls 2. So now we see the results of the attack. We both lose 1. I'll choose to attack again. Oh, defender loses 1. Okay, so now I can move troops in there. I have to move at least 3. I'm going to move 6. And there they go. So now my turn is done. I can choose to reinforce. I'm going to move some of my troops back to Brazil. Okay, and I end my turn.